times race each other. It happened again in the finals of Top Fuel Eliminator at the Chief National. The new national record holder, the ET holder, Daryl Gwynn, raced against the new speed record holder, Eddie Hill. Hill, the Texan from Wichita Falls, Daryl Gwynn at the age of 26 from Miami, Florida. And once again, Daryl Gwynn proved to be dominant with another new record, 5.084. That went into the record book.
Daryl Gwynn, you have won the Chief Auto Parts Nationals, a new national record, 5:08.
It's about time I won this race. I've only been here twice and felt like I've been here for 10 years. This place has abused me, you know.
Boys run well, but had bad luck.
That's right. We've run well. We've set a bunch of records here, and this really feels good, I'll tell you what.
Well, the Winston World Championship battles appeared to be over in funny car and pro stock, but not among the kings of the sport. With his record rampage and his victory, Daryl Gwynn, for the first time since the Cajuns, moved into a position to challenge for the title.
Two races remained on the national event circuit as the Tour pulled into Phoenix, Arizona at the Castrol GTX Fall Nationals at Firebird Raceway. Gene Snow debuted a brand new car just one race ago, and in doing so, set the low ET mark in qualifying at the Chief National. At the Fall Nationals, he came in the number 2 qualifier on this run, but he also had some engine problems and an ensuing fire. Snow brought the car to a safe stop. He came back in eliminations and made it to the second round, where he lost to Eddie Hill. Kenny Bernstein clinched his funny car title at Phoenix as he lost to Ed McCulloch, just qualifying and making the first round, won the title for Bernstein. The drama still centered on Top Fuel and what had to be done to win the World Championship.
Well, you know, Steve, coming into this race here, we're 456 points behind. We need to set low ET or top speed or both, which will accumulate us a couple of, or 100 points on that standpoint. If we could touch a national record, it'd be nice, but I don't think it's going to happen at this racetrack. With the high altitude and the temperature and the low humidity, it's hard to make these cars run as fast as they will in other places. We also need to go a couple rounds ahead of, or finish a couple rounds ahead of Joe so that we can accumulate a few points that way. There's 200 points around, and then that way going into the World Finals, you know, we'll be a little bit closer, and then we can just race head-to-head for it.
Amato also knew what he had to do.
Joe, what do you have to do to fend off Dick LaHaye for the overall world championship? What's your plan?
Well, basically, we're just going to go out and race. You know, it's hard to try and look ahead and second-guess yourself. There's 8 rounds of racing left, and we've got to do whatever he does within 2 rounds of that.
You've been thinking about this.
Oh, yeah, you run it over your mind. There's no doubt about it. You know, you want to, you know, not make any mistakes, but you know, to try and second-guess and qualify funny or do anything like that, you know, you don't want to do any of them things. You want to just go out and race hard and try and win the 2 races. Then that just eliminates him having a chance. You know, that's our goal.
By virtue of their qualifying position, LaHaye and Amato raced in the semifinals. In the first round, Ed Moore fell to Joe Amato. Then it was Jack Ostrander in the second. Dick LaHaye defeated Shirley Muldowney in his first round race and beat Connie Coletta in the second round. That earned him the right to face the points leader in the semi. A tremendous start by Amato, but the horsepower of Dick LaHaye proved to be too much, and LaHaye put away Amato with a 5.28-second elapsed time. Amato used his starting line advantage to the fullest, but it did not withstand the charge of LaHaye. By mid-course, LaHaye had pulled even, and at the finish line, took the win.
I can almost cry right now. We've been trying to win this thing all year. And let me catch my breath here just for a second. I feel like I've run it on.
Taking his breath completely away. Here's Joe Amato.
Thank you very much.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
Well, Paul, you know, this has been a tough year for us. We have been just up and down and up and down, and we was down coming into this race. I bet Kim and Jeff are just out of control right now.
Dick LaHaye rode the crest of that victory wave into the finals, where the surprising Eddie Hill was his competition. Not only did both drivers have to contend with the problems of driving a 280-mile-an-hour race car, the shadows were lengthening over Firebird Raceway, and the lights had been turned on. Eddie Hill's first final round appearance at an NHRA national event came a year ago at the Mile High Nationals in Denver, Colorado. Hill had laid out of the sport for some 15 or more years, becoming one of the best known and record-setting boat drag racers in history. Now, back on the asphalt, he is the holder of the national speed record and is matched against Dick LaHaye in the Fall Nationals final. LaHaye left the starting line first. He continued to maintain that lead and won the Fall Nationals, earning him even more points in his quest for the World Championship title. The header flames were an instant indicator of who stood on the throttle first. It was Dick LaHaye, and that advantage at the starting line, coupled with his continuing strong performance, gave LaHaye the victory. While the Top Fuel title was still up for grabs, Funny Car Eliminator had been decided much earlier in the day when Kenny Bernstein locked up the World Championship. But the Fall Nationals title was yet to be decided. Raymond Beadle in the final round against Mark Oswald. Oswald, on a late season performance charge, thundered down the quarter mile and took a decisive victory over Raymond Beadle. Oswald's time of 5.53 seconds at over 263 miles an hour. This was an important moment in the Winston Pro Stock World Championship. Butch Leal continued to have a mathematical chance of catching Bob Glidden, but he needed this victory to keep those World Championship hopes alive. The odds were certainly in Glidden's favor. He had won the last three events, starting with the U.S. Nationals, then the Keystone Nationals, and the Chief Nationals. He was the #1 qualifier here at the Fall National. And Glidden reversed the tables on Leal and pulled a tremendous hole shot or starting line advantage and outpowered Leal to take home the title.
By defeating Joe Amato in the semis and ultimately Eddie Hill in the final round, Dick LaHaye pulled within one win light of Joe Amato for the World Championship with one race to go. In Funny Car and Pro Stock, it's official. Bernstein and Glidden will again wear the #1 in '88.
The last race of the season returned to where it all started 9 months ago, the LA County Fairgrounds in Pomona, California. Pomona was a celebration of Bob Glidden's 8th Winston World Championship title.
Bob Glidden's domination of pro stock racing is so complete, it seems every time he pilots the Motorcraft Thunderbird down the quarter mile, he sets a new record of some kind. The two most impressive records, the ones totally without precedent, are his 8 World Championships and 59 national event wins. The key to Glidden's success, both this year and in years past, has been his team, headed by wife Etta and manned by sons Billy and Rusty. Their intensity and dedication have made them drag racing's ultimate team and made Bob the winningest driver in NHRA Championship drag racing.
Pomona in 1987 also saw Kenny Bernstein win the Winston Funny Car Crowd.
The driving ability of Kenny Bernstein, coupled with the incredible performance of the Budweiser King Funny Car, has produced a dynasty that in 1987 claimed its third straight World Championship. Innovative, inventive, creative. The results of this team speak for themselves. 17 wins over 3 years, national records galore, and a consistent performance edge. While much of the credit for the car's performance lies with crew chief extraordinaire Dale Armstrong, it is the combination of Armstrong and Bernstein that makes this team unstoppable.
For world champion Kenny Bernstein, the Winston Finals was not highlight film material. Kenny qualified well in the number 5 spot, but on Sunday morning, before the start of eliminations, the crew discovered engine problems. In the first round, Bernstein was matched against Jim Dunn. Both cars left hard, but then something went away on Kenny Bernstein's car. He lost traction and Dunn streaked on for the upset win. In the finals, the funny car eliminator, Ed McCulloch, was making his third final round appearance of the season. The elapsed time record holder was matched against Billy Meyer. After struggling most of the year, Meyer came into the Winston Finals with renewed performance. McCulloch had problems right off the line, losing traction, and Meyer motored on for his second event win of the year, his 12th career NHRA win. For McCulloch, 1987 ended with him third in the point standings and the ET record. For world champion Bob Glidden, every national event is highlight film material, the Winston Finals no exception. Qualified number 1 for the 22nd consecutive time, Glidden easily moved into the finals, and he faced off against Joe Lapone, who tried to compensate for a performance disadvantage by leading on Glidden, and unfortunately he left the red light glowing. Glidden took home event win number 60. But the story that held the capacity crowd at the LA County Fairgrounds spellbound for 2 days was the battle for the Top Fuel World Championship between Joe Amato and Dick LaHaye. On Saturday, the fans got a taste of what was to come with the finals of the Krager Weld Wheel Top Fuel Classic. The Krager Classic features the 8 quickest dragsters competing in a special elimination race for a $50,000 first prize. When the smoke had cleared after the first 2 rounds, it was Amato against LaHaye for the title. For Amato, this marked his 3rd straight appearance in the Classic Finals. He won the inaugural race, was runner-up to Garlett's last year. For LaHaye, his first trip to the finals. In a classic side-by-side race, Joe Amato inched out Dick LaHaye at the finish line to take home the $50,000 award. LaHaye left the line 1/1000th of a second before Amato, gaining a very slight advantage. But at the far end, it was a charging Amato who squeaked by for the victory. Amato ran 5:11, 283 miles an hour to LaHaye's 5:12, 281. The Krager Weld Wheel Top Fuel Classic did not have a direct effect on the World Championship, but it certainly gave Amato a psychological edge going into Sunday's elimination. He would need that edge because in the semifinals, LaHaye and Amato met to decide the World Championship. The tightness of the points battle meant this was a winner-take-all race. The pressure on the 2 crew chiefs was evident.
The engine essentially back together in the Joe Amato car. Crew Chief Jim Richards, you've given Joey a very consistent car for 2 rounds. Your thoughts as you race for the World Championship?
Well, I feel as though that this is definitely the biggest run of our career, Joe and mine and everybody else here, and it's real important to stay consistent on this track. The track seems to be going away a little bit, but we've got to go for it. I have to figure that LaHaye has maybe a 17 or a 16 in his car, and we just have to go for it. I don't feel as though we're in a real good position here because we've been making a little too much heat in this car, and LaHaye isn't. So it's a lot easier for him to step up than it is us. We're trying to back up at the same time we're trying to go fast. It's not a good situation.
Best of luck.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Well, the situation here is that Dick LaHaye's daughter Kim is going to try to give her father a dragster that won't smoke the tires and will get a hold of the racetrack. Kim, your feelings, the World Championship on the line.
Well, we're just going to try to run the best that we can, and hopefully it won't smoke the tires. And whatever the outcome is, we're real happy with the year.
LaHaye's path to the semifinal confrontation was through Shirley Muldowney in the first round and team owner Larry Miner in the second round. For Amato, he made it to the semifinals by besting Dan Fitzgerald in round number 1 and Frank Bradley in the second round. They left the line together, then just past the 100-foot mark, Amato's engine let go, and LaHaye took the win light in his first ever Top Fuel World Championship.
For the first time in his 30-year racing career, a world championship, the Winston World Championship, and $100,000 belongs to this man, Dick LaHaye, 519.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much. I'm almost lost for words.
You know, Dan Henley, the team manager for Winston, is busy taping your name on this check. It's a monstrous check for a monstrous amount of money, my friend.
Well, thank you.
A 20-year veteran of championship drag racing, Dick LaHaye became a major contender in 1987 with the help of Larry Minor and the Miller American Race Team. He delivered immediate results, the Top Fuel World Championship. LaHaye has a reputation as a smart, crafty racer, a man who is easy on parts and hard on competitors. His own knowledge of nitro racing, coupled with the growing abilities of daughter Kim as crew chief, put LaHaye into the winner's circle 5 times in '87, doubling his number of national event victories. Always a crowd favorite, LaHaye continues to give his fans something to cheer about.
The newly crowned world champion came into the final round looking to tie Big Daddy Don Garlett's record of 6 Top Fuel wins in a single season. Between him and the record was Darrell Gwynn, who in the first round of racing electrified the crowd with a track record 5:09. LaHaye left on Gwynn, but the awesome power of the Gwynn dragster pushed him by Dick for his 4th event win of the season and 3rd in the championship point standing. In a year of wonder, a year of wild dreams come true, the most heartfelt was the accomplishment of Dick LaHaye, winning his first ever Top Fuel World Championship. For Kenny Bernstein and Bob Glidden, they continued to set the standard for yet another year in their respective categories. For Steve Evans and Paul Page, I'm Dave McClellan saying so long for Drag Racing 87. Want the best seat in the house for motorsports entertainment? Then Diamond P Sports is your ticket for excitement. With over 35 spectacular titles from which to choose in the growing Diamond P inventory, you can build a home video library of your favorite motorsports action that you'll enjoy for years to come. For the drag racing enthusiast, Diamond P annually presents the entire NHRA Championship season in review. You get all the dramatic action as the best drivers chase the elusive NHRA Championship crown. For an exciting and comprehensive look at recent drag racing history, there's Decade of Thrills 1 and 2, examining the most chilling, agonizing, and emotion-filled moments of the 70s and 80s. Funny car fans can't get enough of Fabulous Floppers 1 and 2. The sound and excitement of Pro Stocks takes the stage in Hot Rods from Detroit. And Top Fuel is What's Hot in Kings of the Sport. Interested in personalities? Well, Diamond P presents these legends in Garlett's 1 and 2, Don Prudhomme, and Shirley. If it's monster trucks, mud racing, and tractor pulling that cranks you up, then Shake, Battle, and Roll and Shake, Battle, and Roll 2 are for you. For sprint car fans, the unpredictable winged world of outlaws are featured at the famed Knoxville Nationals. Beginning with Knoxville 87, you can get the entire collection of annual mayhem. And fasten your seatbelt for a treacherous journey up, over, and off-road. Takes you from the Baja Desert to outrageous stadium racing and a decade of off-road thrill. Plus, don't forget about Supercross. It's an aerial dogfight for these two-wheel warriors as they fuel the intensity for right to the finish. For the truck enthusiast, you can't beat the 3-volume set entitled the Truckin' Trilogy. From the Truckin' USA series, you get all the best truck, competition locales, and trick truck, quick truck, and freewheeling America. And finally, to complete your library, it's the best-selling series of And They Walked Away, volumes 1 and 2, and the latest, And They Walked Away 3. Here are the most breathtaking moments from the Diamond P archive. Racing's most spectacular spins, flips, wrecks, and fires. And in each perilous incident, the driver beats the odds. To order any of these terrific videos, or to receive a full-color catalog detailing all the titles available, just call 1-800-421-0725 or write to the address on your screen. Diamond P Sports. We make motorsports come alive.